Okay, let's have a look about this challenging question here. I have a really simple function, the graph of fx 2x minus 1 undergoes the following sequence of transformation. The first thing I did is a translation 1 unit in the positive direction of the x-axis and 2 units in the positive direction of the y-axis. And second thing happened like in this order, okay? Second thing is a reflection in the line of y-axis. And the next one is dilation of a factor of 2 from the x-axis. And the last thing happened is a reflection in the line y equals to x. Okay, so 4 things happened. So when I see this, it will be give you number 1, give you number 2, give you number 1, give you number 2. My pen's not really working well. Okay, I can't write there. So give you 1, give you 2, ask for 3. Okay, give that, and ask for that. So the y, because we have the original function y and x, and we have the transformation description, and we have number 3 is x dash and y dash. That is what is required. A function 2x minus 1 undergoes the following sequence of transformations. Okay, so let's go for the normal step first. Find expression for the transformed x dash y dash coordinates in terms of xy. So I want to use xy to represent the new point. So first one is a translation 1 unit. Okay, let me write this. X dash equals to something and y dash equals to something. So first one said a translation 1 unit in the positive direction of the x-axis. Okay, of the x-axis. So x plus 1. My pen's not working well. X plus 1. What's wrong? X plus 1. Okay, my x, I can't not allow me to write x. Okay, x plus 1. And then the second one is 2 units in the positive direction of y-axis is y plus 2. Then a reflection in the y-axis is changing what? Change x or change y? X. So we bracket that. Okay, that needs to happen first. That needs to work. Oh, wait for a second. Sometimes it's just not working well. Stop working. Okay, so you have a bracket and we write the x minus x plus 1. Okay, we have minus x plus 1. Okay, I'll restart that. Should I restart the laptop? Well, I think the pen is a little bit low battery. Low battery. It will work. No, I only need 10 minutes. This it's not just not working there. Okay, x dash equals to x plus 1. Y dash equals to y plus 2, and we reflect in the y-axis. We have the minus here. Okay, and then we have. Oh, it's still not working. Right? You just don't like this software. Oh, it's working here. Oh, stop. All right, give up. Okay, a reflection in the y-axis and dilation of factor of 2 from the x-axis. What's changing? Y is changing, and so we times 2 here. Okay, it's changing y, so we times 2 here. And the last thing is a reflection in the line y equals to x. Okay, we swap the x and y, but because it's swap the new x and new y. Okay, swapping the new x and new y. So we swap the y dash and x dash. You're not swapping x, y. Because what is swapping is after all these changes. Okay, everything changed. And then we swap it. So I swap the x dash and y dash. So that's what they required already. Find the expression for the transformed x dash y dash in terms of xy. So that's exactly what we want. Okay, that's exactly what we want. So x dash equals to 2y plus 2. Okay, that's what we have. Okay, now use the equation from the previous part, so which is part A, to find the image of the point A. Okay, the image of point A. So that's x and that's y. Okay, that's x and that's y. That's the odd point. And this transformation. So y dash equals to what? Y dash equals to minus, I'll write it down, 5 plus 1. So y dash is minus 6. And the new x dash, the new x is 2 times minus 3 plus 2 minus 1 and is minus 2. So the new point is minus x2 comma minus 6. You just do a simple substitution. Okay, it's just a simple substitution. Also, this is a hands question. Okay, this is a hands question because it's used the equation from the previous part. It will be a hands question. What's wrong there? Really complex method?
I use
matrices is next thing, like it's alright. Yeah, it took too long. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. Remember what's happening here. We had the translation first, okay, 1 unit to the right and 2 units up. Okay, that's the first thing. And the second thing happened is reflection, right? Reflection in the y-axis, and then dilation by a factor of 2 from the x-axis, and then a reflection in the line y equals x. So now they want you to use a matrix representation to show this. Okay, to show this, they give a transformation matrix T, and then x plus a transformation matrix B equals to x dash. Okay, this T must be a combination of dilation, reflection, and another reflection. Okay, it must be a combination of that. So we need to work out what is T. Well, because they still want you to do the rest part, so they give you that T is that and ask you to use your own way to show it. Okay, so to show this, you need to find your own method to give the final answer to T. Okay, so obviously this is a matrix question. Okay, obviously it's a matrix question. So as I said, for matrix question, new point equals to what? New point equals to the old point. Okay, I'll write it far away here because I need to write a lot in the front. Okay, we do the translation first is plus 1, 2, and we bracket that because that's my first thing. Okay, calculation order must be the same as a transformation order. So we have the plus 1, 2 here. And the second thing happened. Okay, what's the second thing? The second thing is a reflection. Okay, reflection. Okay, we know we have 3 more things happening. Okay, let's say that's A, B, C matrix, A, M, N matrix, C and D. Okay, A, C and D because that's B. Can you tell me which one I should fill in first? D. Okay, I should fill in D first because that's the thing happened first. It's a minus 1, 0, 0, and 1 because it's a reflection in the line in the y-axis. It's changing x. So the first one must be get closest to the xy. Okay, get closest to the xy. Everything after that you need to write into the front. Okay, write into the front. The next thing what we have is dilation by a factor of 2 from the x-axis, right? X-axis. So 1, 0, 0, 2 is dilation by a factor of 2 from the x-axis. And the last one is a reflection in the line y equals x. So we have 0, 0 here and 1, 1 here. That means a reflection in the line y equals x. Okay, now we need to calculate this. Okay, obviously it can't have 3. We need to have 2. So we will times it. Okay, we can row and column. Well, A and C first. So that gives me a 0, a 2, a 1, and a 0. And we keep times this with this one, row and column. We need 0, we need 2, we need -1, and we calculate out 0. Bracket xy plus 1, 2. That's x dash and y dash in the front. Okay, so this is x dash, this is t, bracket, that's x, and that's b. Okay, so t, I've shown t is that, and b is that. Okay, that means show that. Show that is not ask you to use this directly. It's ask you to find your own way to show why you have this matrix. Okay, why you have this matrix. Why the transformation matrix T with a combination looks like that. And also the order is very important, because if you get the order wrong, you won't get this answer. Okay, you won't get this answer. Also, if we expand this, okay, also if we expand, I'll just use the space here to expand it. So if we expand this, what I will have my x dash equals to, okay, this time, I'll do a further step. 0, we'll see, we want to check our answer whether it's correct or not. So this will be x plus 1 and y plus 2. So we have x dash and y dash equals to that. Then row, and that's one column. Okay, that's one column. So x dash y dash equals to 2y plus 2 and minus 1x plus 1. So x dash equals to 2y plus 2 and y dash equals to minus x plus 1. Can you see that's exactly the same thing as what we get from part A? Like, yes?
So if you're using that, can you say, if we would change that, can you say this means to the matrix of the derivative?
You can't. That's not show that question. Show that is you can't use, well, again, okay, everyone, show that question is when you have this, well, show something, okay, show this. You can't use this in any line of your working. It must be your final answer. That's a show that question. You can't use what is given to you to show it. Okay, show is show. What is show? Show is your own method to show you can get that answer. That's a show that question. If that's given, okay, that's given. So ask you to show this. You can't have this in your working. Okay, you can't use this to help you to work on something. So that must be your final step. Okay, your final answer should be that. It's not say I use this to say if is that. You can't use that word if for show that question. It must work from the beginning. It's your own thinking. Okay, you don't have this information. Show that question is that you don't have this information. You need to get this information by yourself. Find your own method. Okay, that's a really important point, because a lot of year 12 students still get this wrong and don't know how to show things. Okay, you can't use show what is asked you to show. You can't use this as a result in your working. Okay, you feel like you don't have this. Okay, I hide it and I use your own way to find it. You know sub B. B is what you find. Like B is what you find. B can only be that. There's no other ways we can find B. B is the first step. This is my working. Okay, this line is my working. That's from I read this question. I have no extra information. I can write this. Okay, this is all from myself. Okay, nothing. I don't need to look at what's T, what's B. I can get that. Okay, I can say I don't have this. Okay, find T and B. Okay, find T and B, and I can find T and B in the end. That's my own working. Okay, so what Shishta says is, can I say if T is that, I can get the same answer as A? Well, it's a correct thinking, but it's not the right working. So yes, you will definitely say if you substitute and like me expanding it, you will have A, means you get it right. But how do you know T is that? Like you don't have that piece of information. You can't use it because it's show that. Everyone clear with this? Yes? Okay, a good question. That's a good question. E. Okay, let's have a look at E. Oh, I don't need C. We can D. Okay, I can skip D and we look at E. E is find gx, the image of fx, and the sequence of transformation. Well, find the equation of gx, the image of fx, and the transformation. Remember what you have is 2x minus 1. So what we have is y equals to 2x minus 1. And I have x dash y dash now. What we need? What do we need? Okay, we get step number 1, that's step number 2. What we should do for step number 3? Can't equate now. We make what subject? X and Y subject. That's correct. I need to replace that Y and replace that X. I don't need X and Y in my equation because that means old. I need new. New is X dash and Y dash. So what we have here is Y equals to a half X dash minus 2 and X equals to minus Y dash and minus 1. Can you also see I don't need part B at all, like part C. I don't need part C. I don't need to use matrix. I can directly get X dash Y dash from A, and I can jump to the last question here. I don't need the matrix if it doesn't ask me, but this question wants you to use a matrix method to show what's X dash and Y dash. That's why we go through the matrix method. Otherwise, we can directly jump from the first question to the last question and get the image of fx. So y is a half x dash minus 2 and 2 of x. X is minus y dash minus 1, and then we minus 1. So what I will have is a half x dash minus 1. We plus the 1 to that side. 2 minus y dash minus 1. And we divide 2 to that side. That's a quarter x dash minus a half minus 1. Can plus the 1 to that side. Plus a half equals to minus y dash. And y equals to minus a quarter x minus a half. Okay, I'll just check my answer. Wait, let me check. I think I did something. That's a half minus 2 equals to minus 2y minus 3. That's a plus 1. That's negative a quarter x minus a half. Do you get the same thing? I think it's that. If I'm not rearrange my x and y wrong, it should be the correct answer. My y is a half x dash minus 2, and my x is negative y dash minus 1. I think it's correct. So I need to answer gx, okay? Because is asking what is gx. Gx is minus a quarter x minus a half. I need to answer in that form. Questions? Okay, so what we can see from this question is I don't need to use matrix. Okay, I don't need to use matrix. I can do A and then directly do E because I get all the informations. But because the question wants us to go through the matrix method, they give you the matrix setup in that way. Therefore, we need to go through this one. Okay, we need to go through this one. Otherwise, if it's a normal question, you don't need to use matrix unless they ask you. Okay, unless they ask you. Any other questions? Okay, if you don't have questions, you can do the revision now.